Hi everybody, it's Neil, your best pal, and today I'm playing Adventures with Anxiety. Don't know much about this game, but let's make the assumption that if you're dealing with anxiety or any other personal issues, this might touch upon them. So if you're feeling fragile today, we all have our fragile days, I certainly do. Yeah, maybe you want to save this for another day. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to sort of touch on the subject. I'm very curious just because I've been an anxiety sufferer myself. I used to have panic attacks on a daily basis. Um, Many years ago, I used to be in a constant state of anxiety. Um, but I've worked hard for many, many years and I've overcome it. I used to have social anxiety, yet here I am putting myself on camera in public viewing. I used to have like job anxiety and yet have full-time job. Um, there's telephones. I used to hate answering the telephone, but it's something that I've learned to do now. Um, Anxiety will never go away because it's a natural response. However, I think I've got a lot of the extreme measures of anxiety under control, and that I'll give myself credit for. Very proud of that, and I know there are people out there who deal with anxiety on a daily basis. I certainly feel for you. Um, but things can improve and things can get better. And if you find it within yourself to seek help or at least seek the way of overcoming anxiety, then you can improve and get better too. But anyway, it's a game. Let's see what it's all about. I used to find like leaving my hood on all the time to be a very comforting thing. I was the kind of person, I guess I still am, who, like in a classroom, I'd sit at the far back corner. But there's no surprises. Everything's in front of me. I don't have to worry about what's going on behind me. And putting a hood on, it's almost like an extra layer of protection, it's an extra layer of comfort, an extra layer of warmth. Have a quick look at content notes. I've made this for folks with anxiety disorder like myself. I hope it can help you see, with humour, how anxiety works, and just maybe reduce the fear of fear itself. There's also badly drawn stick figures and a hyperactive wall. Other notes: alcohol abuse, sexuality, a load of swearing. Welcome. This is less of a game, more of an interactive story. Hope you like reading soccer. I like that they're going to deal with it with humour. It's just easy to digest for people who don't understand it. It can sometimes be a very difficult thing to explain to other people. I've definitely found that out over the years. You can download as many guides off the internet as you want. Some people just don't want to understand. Some people just cannot understand. It's not a case of will not understand. It's just some people cannot understand. Any way to try and break it down. Because most anxiety will at least involve other people. At least I find it's like, again, a lot of my anxiety was social. That's good. I can't interact with other people without there being some level of anxiety, and sadly, people have to react to that. And whether they want to or not, if I talk to someone and I'm incredibly anxious, they're going to pick up on it, and you don't know how they're going to respond to you back. You don't know if they're going to be understanding, if they're going to think you're a weirdo. And I think it's that not knowing that feeds the anxiety. A lot of it's fear of unknown. I mean, when I'm anxious about something, it's because I don't know what to expect. Case in point, I'll get to the game shortly, but case in point, it's like I've had a bunch of exams, and there were some exams where I had a pretty good idea of what I was doing, and so I was fine with them. The exams where I was sort of blind going in, they'll be the ones I'm most anxious about because I don't know what's coming. It's that fear of the unknown. I think in a lot of ways that fuels a lot of anxieties because you don't know what to expect. Obviously anxiety is very broad. There's a lot of different causes and explanations. Don't know if explanations is the right word, but we'll continue. So before we start, how would you like to read? In the middle's fine. You can always change options with the icon below. Let's begin our story. This is a human. And this is the human's anxiety. You are the anxiety. Oh good, my wolf's back. Fantastic. Your job is to protect your human from danger. Yeah, I can see where this is going. Everything's a danger. Again, just to put another analogy out there. In the UK, I don't know if other countries in the world do this, but if you're taking a driving test, you have to do something called hazard perception. And what hazard perception is you basically get shown, let's say, a 30-second video from the point of view of a driver in a car. And at some point in that 30 seconds, there'll be one or two hazards. It might be a cat that's about to run across the road. It might be some children that are about to run across the road. It might be, you know, a vehicle braking hard, that sort of thing. The first time I was doing hazard perception, everything was a hazard. I thought, there's a street lamp there. There's a street light. What if I veer off course and drive into it? Therefore, it's a hazard. It's not a hazard because it's not on the road. You drive into the street lamp doesn't crash into you. But that's sort of that's one way of sort of like phrasing anxiety. It's like everything's a hazard. I think that's where we're going to be going in this game. In fact, that sandwich is putting them in danger right now. Quick, warn them. Human, listen, we're in danger. The danger is... Let your anxiety come out to play. Pick what's most similar to what your fear tells you. So the hazard is either we're eating alone for lunch again, which, at least in my personal experience, it's like, that's fine, because in the world of anxiety, if there are people around you, unless like they're your close friends who you trust, you know, if I'm eating next to a stranger, that could be thinking anything, that could be judging me, you know. Some people might feel very sensitive to how other people judge them. I know I did. Somehow, I mean, they say swearing in this game, so I might as well swear. Me not giving a shit is probably like one of the best things I've been able to do. Like, I don't care. So we can't put that, or we're not productive while eating, or the white bread's bad for us. So, you know, like, but going from my personal sort of like view of anxiety, my first thought was there's like something wrong with the sandwich. You know, like if an ant managed to like just get on the corner of your sandwich, so that's it, you just got to throw the whole sandwich away. Now granted, in the kitchen, sure, that's what we'll do, but if we're being honest, because we live in a nanny state in the UK, in the real world, just cut the corner off if you have to. I mean, to be honest, I'll just eat the thing, I don't care. But I mean, I guess I'll go for the white bread's bad for us. Bread's bad for us. Have those studies been replicated? Processed white wheat will spike our blood sugar, so they'll have to amputate our limbs, and then we'll die. Yeah. You use fear of being harmed. Yeah, I was just about to say, super effective. See, human, I am your loyal guard wall. Trust your gut. Your feelings are always valid. Get your human's energy bar to 0 to protect their physical and social and moral needs. You can use fear of being harmed, fear of being unloved, and fear of being a bad person. Yep. Play the choices that personally hit your deepest, darkest fears. Well, everyone, looks like you're going to get a look into my inner psyche today. Ellipses. You know what? Maybe it's time to check my phone. Oh. Protect from the world, protect from other people, protect from themselves. Good luck. Huh? Facebook feed says there's a party happening this weekend. Does that weirdo throw a party every weekend? What inner void are they trying to fill? They must be deeply messed up inside. Also, I got an invite. Well then. See, it depends on what kind of party. Say yes or would die from loneliness, like, that for me is like one of the key things about anxiety, and it's probably the thing that sort of like affects the people around me the most. For instance, if I'm going through an anxiety attack, it's like, on the outside, I'm telling people, like, you know, oh, don't worry, I'll be fine. You go and do what you need to do. You go and do what will make you happy. I'll stay here and suffer. But on the inside, I'm just shouting and screaming, please help me. Please pull me out of this pit of despair. Just please help me. But on the outside, it's like, no, I'm fine. You go and do what you want. I'm very closed in. It's like, on the outside, I'm like a stone. There's like nothing. But on the inside, it's like that scene in SpongeBob where there's like a million SpongeBobs running around in my brain. So you kind of want to go to the party just because, like, you need that social interaction, you're craving for it, but you just know that that's so intense. So not one part of me, anxiety-wise, would say yes. Say no, it's full of poisonous drugs. Yeah, it's like, yeah, if we go to that party, we're going to have a horrible time and we might get harm. But, you know, if we're being realistic, if I went to a party, I know I'd bring it down. Why would anyone want me at the party? So it's all about self-depreciation for me. We'll just make parties sad. And luckily, again, just to flip it round, like nowadays, if I'm invited somewhere, sure, I'll go. Everyone loves me. You know, so I come into someone's leaving do at work recently, and like as soon as I arrived, everyone was like thrilled I was there. So there was a few people I hadn't seen for a while, and we all had a really nice time. And you know, you can tell it's genuine. It's not like they were bad mouthing me, and as soon as I turned up, it's like, oh god, he's Neil. Oh, hi Neil. So it was genuine, and it's nice to know that I can go to something and not be a drain on anyone. But anyway, that's not what this anxiety is all about. We just make parties sad. All we ever do is worry about the unhealthy food options that are going to kill us. That's not what I would worry about. Gee, I wonder why. So if we'll go, we'll make them feel bad. But if we reject their invite, we'll also make them feel bad. Yep, you can't win. You can't win with anxiety. All we do is make feel bad. So we should feel bad. So yeah. That's the best thing, like, to do in an anxious mind. Like, you know, you just think to yourself, oh, let's just ignore it and it'll go away. If there's a phone call, just ignore it. Pretend like you were out or in the shower or on the toilet or something. If it'll make you shut up, fine. I'll ignore the invite. Anyway, Facebook's too much. I need something calmer, less anxiety producing. That was because I've got like not many friends on Facebook, but I've never like found social media to be anxiety inducing. Not many people interact with me on there. Speaking of which, join my Discordage. I'm sure there'll be a link in the description below. What's new on Twitter? Oh no, look at that horrible news story. Oh no, he's had to tweet secretly about us. Hey, a gif of a cat drinking milk. So, like, at least when I had anxiety, the news stories of the world, like, didn't affect me. Like, don't get me wrong, it's like if you hear, you know, there's a murder, that's sad. You know, something terrible, flooding in a country, it's like, yeah, that's sad. But, like, sadly, those things are going to happen. And in your mind, they're sort of, like, far greater that don't sort of involve you, if that makes sense. Like, you know, nothing I'm going to do at home is going to have an impact of what goes on in a country on the other side of the planet. So, at least to me, like, horrible news stories like that don't affect me. But, you know, they can affect some people, especially when there's just constant bad news. I mean, if you're watching this in 2050, look up about what happened in 2020 and 2021. It's not been a great couple of years. The gif of the cat drinking milk, it's like, yeah, nothing's gonna make me anxious about that. It's a couple of seconds of relief. But I've had it plenty of times. Someone makes a Facebook status or a tweet and you just cannot help but think, that's about me. Yeah, even though you can't rationally think it is, but you would just think to yourself, it's like, I was just talking to that person 20 minutes ago and now they've just posted something. Like, it must be about me. I'm the last person they talk to, surely. And so, yeah, we'll go for the middle option. That's devastating. I do wonder if there's, like, incorrect options here, like if I pick the GIF option, whether that would actually, like, raise my character's health bar. It's a subtweet, a sneaky subtweet. It's probably not. Yeah, a lot of probablys. What if they're all talking behind our back? They're not in front of our back. But what if? Yeah, lots of what ifs, lots of probablys. I mean, things with anxiety is that you're reacting to stuff that hasn't happened yet, and in a lot of cases, most likely won't happen. But what if? Okay, gonna try Snapchat. Oh, this might be hard, I've got no experience of Snapchat. Photos from yesterday night, so that's what those weekly parties are like. That looks really fun. Maybe I shouldn't have ignored the invite. Like, generally when I've made a decision, like, do I go to a party or not? My mind doesn't change. I don't regret it. Like, now I'm in a healthier state of mind, like, you'll look back and regret it, but certainly at the time, not like 2 minutes after you made the decision, you start thinking, oh, maybe I should have, maybe I shouldn't have. It's like, I'll still be along that sort of line. I mean, I don't know much about bipolar disorder, but I sort of feel, and maybe I'm out of place saying it, I don't know, but if you do change your mind and sort of say yes or no, it makes me sort of think it's more of a bipolar thing. I don't know. I could be wrong. But from speaking as an anxious person, it'd be like, you know, say yes or say no. That's not an option. It's like, I've ignored it. I'm going to continue to ignore it and just hope and pray it doesn't come back to me. The worst thing is if someone sends me a message saying, actually, you know what? Why don't you come along? And you just got to keep ignoring them. And if you're confronted by that, I just say no. So, again, I guess like if there was like an element of bipolar to it, you'd be more like excitedly say yes, or just depressingly say no. I don't know. But at least for me, just keep ignoring it. It's kind of rude to keep ignoring them, though, no? But other people always ignore us. So let's just call it even. New Tinder notification. Okay, I have zero experience of this. It's not a hookup app. It's just a way to meet new people. Yeah, it's a hookup app. Even though I know that. Oh, we got a match. They look cute. Please don't ruin this for... Danger, danger, danger! We're being used by other people. We're just using other people. Your match is a serial killer. Again, I'm just going to sort of speak by personal experience with this. And again, I've got no experience of like Tinder apps or things like that. But I sort of don't feel as though I'm using other people in a situation like that. I mean, how would I be using them? If anything, the time I feel guilty about using other people is when I'm in an anxiety attack. When I'm telling them, I'm almost like manipulating them in a way. By like on the outside saying like, no, go, it's fine, I'm fine, you know, go and do what you want to do. But on the inside, I'm like screaming, and you just sort of let it slip that you want them around. So you're sort of telling them, no, don't go, but stay here. You know. And that makes you feel worse, because like at least I feel as I'm manipulating other people, and it's like, yeah, don't get manipulating other people. It's not nice for them, but it makes me self-depreciate as well. It's horrible. I mean, as well, to be honest, with the whole dating app thing, I mean, sure, when like the whole world of the internet first came out, it's like you never know who you're going to meet on there. A serial killer, you know, a diddler. You never know. But at the very least, you can take at least some precautions to that, you know. If you're going to meet someone, meet them in a wide public area where there's a lot of people. You know, set up some contacts. I mean, there's that thing where get your friend to phone you like 10 minutes in your date, and then give them a code word to say either get me out of here or nah, it's fine. Yeah, I don't know how I'd feel in that situation. I think I'd probably more worry that I'm maybe being used by other people. Yeah, again, it's... I start having an experience with Tinder apps and dating apps to sort of get a real sense. But I do think like the idea that you're meeting a dangerous person is very real. And being used by other people, I think that can potentially be a thing as well. We'll just go with that. We're being used by other people. Random hookups may be able to fill the hole down there. I don't know whether they mean that literally or figuratively. I didn't want to say it, but yeah, I think more so. If you're a woman, I think you're more likely as a woman to find men want to, quote, fill the hole down there, as opposed to like women trying to use men. That could be entirely wrong. I've not read studies or anything like that, but let's put it this way. If I had a son and a daughter and they both had hookups with Tinder dates, I'd be more worried about my daughter. Let's put it that way. But I can never fill the hole. That means figuratively. In here. The point is, we're going to die alone. I'm so sick of this game. Don't eat that, it will kill us. They're talking behind our back, we'll die alone. I just want to live my life. That's real. I just want to be free from all this pain. Hey, human. It'll be okay. As your loyal guard wolf, I'll always keep an eye out for danger and do my best to keep you safe. I promise. Last app, Instagram. What you got? It's more party pictures. Everyone looks so happy, free from worry, free from anxiety. God, why can't I be like them? Why can't I just be normal? Yeah, you feel as though you're quite literally or abnormal. Speaking of parties, about this weekend's invite, here's my final decision. I mean, like I said, if you end up in the position where you're forced to say we should go or we should not go, at least with me, I tend to default with the nice safe option of stay at home, where it's safe, where it's comfortable, where you can't get hit by rain, where people won't come in and, you know, potentially like get you into drugs or get you to do stuff you don't want to do. What if we end up playing spin the bottle? Or what if I end up having too much to drink? That's going to make my anxiety worse. What if I make a scene? You know, what if? I mean, you could call this game What If Simulator. That's how anxiety is. We should. Fuck you. What? I'm going to say yes to that party. Precisely because you don't want me to. You're not in control of me. Now excuse me while I eat this delicious sandwich in goddamn peace. Oh, we're gonna die. Oh, everyone hates us. Oh, we're horrible people. Oh, I definitely well, I mean, anxiety mode, get into self-depreciation mode. Well, it's partly like everyone hates us as well, but it's more so like, oh my god, I'm such a bad person, I'm such a horrible person. Even like nowadays, I can still think that, like, you know, if I upset people, it's like, oh god, I'm such a bad person. But you have to remind yourself, you know. Sadly, wires get crossed. You know, it wouldn't surprise me if I was like say something in this video that upsets people, and it's like, you know, I don't aim to upset people. It's just, you know, you're talking on the subject and sometimes wires get crossed or things don't come out how you want them to come out. And sadly it just snowballs. And the best thing you can do is just be sensible and just be open and talk about it and just open up a dialogue and just calmly chat and just, you know, make sure that you find common ground. We're horrible people. You successfully protected your humans' physical, social, and moral needs. Look how grateful they are. Now that their energy is zero, you can directly control their actions. Pick your ending move. Finish them. Punish your stressful foe and curl up into wolf cry. I'm not the sort of person who will take my anger out on anything, not a person. You know, I've never hit someone. I've never like smashed my controller in anger. You know, I haven't got so angry I've smashed my mouse, punched a screen, or anything like that. I'm very much a sort of, you know, that my emotions just spill out any way they have to. The whole world is filled with danger. Do like the armadillo. Curl up into a ball for self-defense. Curl up and cry, curl up and cry, curl up and cry. I think it's like a good representation of like anxiety. Like it's just, it's constant, it's non-stop. And it's just, it never gets tired. It'll make you tired. But your anxiety is kind of like if you've had like sugar, nothing but sugar all your life, and you're like, anxiety, anxiety. That's what your anxiety is like. Yep. You win. Being harmed, being unloved, being a bad person. But the game did say it's half an hour and it's already half hour. But it's just been me talking. So yeah, they never replied back. Hi. Even though you both matched each other on Tinder. Nice party. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they think hookups can't fill the hole in their heart. Stop being such a prude. Open your mind, then open your legs. Yeah, I know, right? Round 2. We can either assume everyone hates us because they don't listen to what we're saying. Were you oogling the redhead? Well, hey, let's talk about the meaning of life. I mean, if I'm at a party and that's the kind of situation I'm in and I'm anxious, then yeah, I'll just assume everyone hates me. You know, probably my reaction would be to just walk off and just occupy my brain with something that would at least distract me. So, hey, let's talk about the meaning of life probably isn't like a far-fetched option. So yeah, we'll just go with they'll hate us. We're bringing down the mood of this party by being such a sad lump. We're killing the good vibes. We're committing first-degree vibe murder. Human, we have to leave now, before... Can you hear me, human? Must warn you about more of the same danger, a different social danger, or you're ignoring the danger. That's dangerous. I mean, obviously, like a lot of thoughts can linger on when you're anxious, and they'll just keep going and going and going. But you'll also will find new dangers. But at the same time, if you're ignoring danger, like, I'm trying to like get back into my mindset of anxiety about how I would feel. Like if you don't react by either showing like, I don't want to use the word aggression, persistence, you know, like if you don't like persistently like hi, yeah, hi, or you run off. Yeah, I don't know, all three of those like do speak something to me. I don't know, I feel as though maybe I'd ignore the danger and that's dangerous. You're ignoring danger, that's dangerous. You think you're safe just because you took the batteries out of the carbon monoxide detector. You won't even smell the poison. You'll just get sleepy and then that's why you need, like, in my mindset, you either walk off or you try and persist, but I ain't got the guts, I ain't got the balls to persist. So at that point I'll just walk off and sort of be on my own. I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't even be at this party in the first place. I honestly wouldn't, but yeah, I think like if my anxiety levels are getting high, then it's like, yeah, walk off. But if I just keep ignoring the danger, it's like it's going to build up, especially if it's in an environment where there's no backing down kind of thing. Everyone's still going to be there. No one's going to, in your mind at least, no one's going to try and include you unless you're already there with people that know your condition, basically. You'll die. Oh, thank goodness, human. I think you can hear me again. I shall warn you about more of the same danger, a different danger. Did you check that punch before drinking? I know like that is a thing. Yeah, spiking people's drinks. It's never happened to me. No, my brother like had a bad reaction. He got spiked with whiskey, and like that wrecks him up. I mean, if I was again anxious in that situation, my mind would probably be like racing from corner to corner, and so I'll be looking for more social dangers. What if we're just fundamentally incapable of ever being loved or loving another? What if something irreversibly broke inside of us a long time ago, or never existed in us in the first place? And we're broken. So broken, so broken, so broke. Yeah. And then it hits you all at once. Fuck! Fucking fuck. Fuckity fuck. That is something I would say. Yay, human, I'm so happy you can hear me again. Why were you ignoring me? Holy hell, you absolute moron. You know that Native American story. There are two wolves inside you. One is hope, one is despair. Which wolf wins? The one you feed. I was trying to starve you, you sadistic asshole. Would say asshole. Screw it, I'll do positive affirmations instead. I am loved, I am good, I am smart, I am beautiful, I am special. Golly, that's so narcissistic. You know, affirmations were disproven. Oh my god, don't credit random stories to indigenous folk. Like, I think everyone needs, like, a degree of self-love. Well, not even a degree of self-love, everyone does need to love themselves. Like, there's a difference between, like, loving yourself and thinking, you know, you're God's gift to the earth. I think everyone's entitled to say, like, you know, I am loved, I am good, I am smart, I am beautiful, I am special. I think even in a state of anxiety, like, I can say that, and I might not always necessarily mean it to myself, but I'll never think it's narcissistic. However, when you're, or at least when I'm in a constant state of anxiety, it's always about evidence and logic for me. That's one of those things where the people who have been able to snap me out of an anxiety attack basically have an argument with me, and I'll say, like, you know, I'm not loved, and they might say, like, yeah, you are, and then I'll say, like, but I'm not because, and then they'll give me reasons, and I'll like, no, that's because of this, that's nothing to do with that. And basically it's like Phoenix Wright. It's like you just keep objection until eventually one of you wins the argument. And it's like, if they lose or they just walk off, then you're like, yeah, I was right the whole time. That just like proves my anxiety, that just proves I was right the whole time. But the other person, it's like, if they win, then, you know, they might be able to snap you out of it, or at least give you some relief. So in my mind at this point, I'm studying the situation. It's like, I'm anxious because I'm feeling very negative. Why am I negative? Because the people who I was talking to would not listen to me. They don't care about me. They don't even see me. They probably think I'm a horrible person. They probably think I'm dumb. They probably think I'm ugly. They probably think that I'm just someone in the background who isn't important. So in my mind, I'm very much the middle one. In fact, they actually backfire for people with low self-esteem. It was a well-designed study, randomised control trial. Experimenter was blinded as to who was in which group. See, I wouldn't like think of studies, I'd like think of the immediate situation, like I said. If you already had so low self-esteem, being asked to repeat affirmations make you feel worse if you said nothing at all. Wood, 2009, Psychological Science. Look it up on Google Scholar, human. Then stop spreading unscientific fake news. Ass damn it. You know what? You're irrational. Everyone knows emotions are irrational, especially fear. You're a useless evolutionary leftover, like my appendix or wisdom teeth. Hell, this whole wolf metaphor is stupid. You're just a bunch of neurochemicals in my head. So why should I listen to a worthless, irrational, non-existent piece of shit like you? That's really hurtful. Or, I'm a feeling, feelings are valid. Human, we're both just chemicals. I mean, like, if I'm talking to myself, I'm not going to say to myself, like, that's hurtful. And the whole, we're just chemical things, it's like I don't have that sort of, like, you know, oh, we're just two people in a sea of billions on one planet out of millions, you know. I don't think of the scale because it's sort of irrelevant to me. Because it's like what's happening in front of me is what's happening in front of me. But you know, I'd probably think about how my feelings are real, and no matter how I try and change them, that's how I am. So yeah, I'm a feeling. Feelings are valid. Hang on. They said that feelings are valid. They should always accept your emotions. But they also say emotions are irrational. That emotions are not to be trusted. Oh my gosh, they've been lying to us. They've been lying to us this whole time. They feed us contradictions to make us dependent on the self-help industrial complex. I hate this. God, it hurts so much. I hate this. I can't appease you. I can't ignore you. I can't fight you. No matter what I do, I can't seem to get rid of you. Well, maybe you're not supposed to get rid of me. How do you think I feel, human? I'm trying my best to be your guard dog, but you keep seeing me as some big bad wolf. So I try harder to alert you to danger, more danger, different danger. But no matter how hard I try to protect you, you still think I'm your enemy. What am I doing wrong? I know I suck at my job, but I'm trying, human. I'm trying. You don't have to heed my warnings, or agree with me, or even like me. All I want is for you to be patient with me. Yeah, that's like... I always tell people when like, if you're trying to deal with someone with anxiety, the best thing you can do is just be patient. Like, if someone's having an anxiety attack, it's not really them speaking. It's the fear and the self-doubt that's inside them speaking for them. So if you meet someone with anxiety and you talk to them and they're worried, that's not how they really are. Obviously it's a part that's inside them. But I mean, listen, if someone feels unloved, if they were happy with that, they wouldn't be having anxiety attacks. That would just be the norm. They'd just be happy to be unloved. But if they're anxious about it, that clearly shows that they don't want to feel like that. Their body's trying to reject it, but it's overtaken them. It's sort of over empowered them. And so, again, if you're trying to talk to and sort of deal with someone who's anxious or has anxiety, all you can do is just be patient and continue to just talk to them. And you're not going to break down their defenses in one go. It's slow and steady wins the race. That's how you talk to someone with anxiety. Like, certainly as someone's had anxiety attacks, like that's how I would get people to deal with me. To just, you know, tone it down, just be patient, be a bit logical, be a bit clinical, but show warmth and compassion as well. I just want for you to sit with me for a while instead of turning away and, hey, looks like you're caught in a fight with yourself, kid. Was it that obvious? You were mumbling at your hoodie about carbon monoxide or something. Such a mess. Hey, you're not alone, friend. Anxiety is super common. Heck, just yesterday I heard someone curled up into an armadillo ball and cried in public. Listen, I know what it's like to have that animal in your head. We all do. That's why I throw these parties every weekend, to forget our worries, forget that animal. That's great, but like, if you're just reading that there's a party going on, as an anxiety sufferer, like, you just don't see it that way. You just see it as like a bunch of cool people, like, just hanging and chilling, and you know, you're not invited, kind of thing. Something else I was going to mention as well. It slipped my mind. But yeah, that was it. Like, everyone has anxiety, but people who sort of suffer from it basically have anxiety at a far greater level. Like I said, like, I consider myself to be like free of generalized anxiety disorder now. It's not a thing in my life, but I can still feel anxious about something, and I can still feel anxious to the point it might make me a bit unwell. Again, I've had assessments and exams recently for my course, and I might be up all night, I might be a bit worried, and in the morning I might feel a bit sick, but it's not as if I'm as bad as what I once was, where I would be like physically shaking, going hot, not so much going hot and cold, but I'll be like constantly shivering, spasming. My speech would often get what's the word? I'd stutter a lot because I can't get my words out, because it's almost like my brain's short-circuiting and freezing. So yeah, I think the problem is because, like, I tend to find, like, because people like know what anxiety is like, because I've at some point felt anxious, they just think that because you're like suffering with it, that you're weak or something like that. That's how sort of I viewed it from other people, and it's like they can't understand it, because it's like, well, I had anxiety and I was alright, I just dealt with it. It's like, yeah, but I've got anxiety, but I'm not dealing with it. It's like overthrowing me. So it's my anxiety. Don't worry, kid, I used to be like you. Then I found a little trick to get that negative voice to shut up forever. Oh, if this turns out to be drugs or alcohol, my own specialty blend, it's a bit stronger than, well, anything legal really. Bottoms up, bitch. Oh yeah, I'm instantly thinking all three of these. Yeah, like, doctors certainly told me, and any advice that I read in leaflets or online would say don't drink, because it might give you a little bit of short-term relief, but in the long term it'll make you feel worse. And sure enough, like, even though I've got over a lot of anxiety, I do tend to find my defences are like naturally weaker, like in the days after I've had a drink. So yeah, that'd be my first piece of advice: don't drink. I was on medication for a bit, but I tend to find that it didn't help tackle the root cause of my anxiety. It just made me happier. It just sort of like lifted my mood. At the end of the day, it's like job anxiety and social anxiety. It's like I would just be happier about ignoring those things rather than trying to conquer them. That's what I think you need. Like, I don't think, like, obviously counselling and things like that can work. It didn't work for me though. What I needed was like someone to like just help, like almost hold my hand and just guide me through situations so I could overcome them. And if I could get through a situation once, I could get through it again. The counsellor wouldn't do that. They were just like, okay, here's what you're going to do to overthrow it, to like get through the triggers and the causes. And then they'll just leave you to it. And then you come back the next week and say, how did you get on? So, yeah. I mean, I certainly wouldn't take a drink that someone claimed was their own special brew. Even like today, I wouldn't do that. Forget anxiety. That's just a bad idea. You don't know what's in there. Yeah, it's a bad coping mechanism. Thing is, I'm supposed to play the role of anxiety. It's the logical thing to say this is a bad coping mechanism, so don't do it. Oh, I think I'll just say, oh my god. Yeah. So the thing is that like anxiety there, the anxiety wolf has taken damage. But this is like a long-term strategy, because now she's had that drink, she's going to feel 10 times worse anxiety-wise. So this is like a master play by anxiety here. It's like, have some short-term relief, but boy, you're going to feel it in the morning and in the days to come. And then it's going to start snowballing. A full-bodied flavour of shut your mind up, with a subtle aftertaste of never feel anything ever again. This is bad, human. This is really, really bad. This is actually how addiction starts. Yeah, I mean, can be. You know, you get addicted to the relief, and so you'll keep doing it. I knew the host was deeply messed up. Also, they could have drugged that. I think at this point I would be worrying about addiction, but obviously it is how addiction can start. It's one way. I knew the host was deeply messed up. I mean, that confirms, like, you know, it confirms it. It confirms what we were thinking earlier. But yeah, there could be like some really bad stuff in there. Yeah. Delicious and cheaper than therapy. Human, please stop. What are you going to do about it, asshole? I mean, it's like nowadays, if I'm feeling a bit down in the dumps, it's not anxiety, it's just generally, you know, everyone has bad days, everyone can feel down in the dumps some days, and it doesn't have to be anything to do with anxiety. And like, now that I know I can be in control, I could have, and I have had bottles of wine, you know, just literally drink a whole bottle of wine from the bottle and have an amazing time. And then like in the morning, you know, you sort of like feel the effects and you feel sick and you sort of like, yeah, I'm dead today, I'm gonna die. But you know, you'll recover from it. But when you're anxious and you drink like alcohol like this, it just like weakens your defenses for a long time, and that's when anxiety can really strike. I'm gonna have to use my special attack. I mean, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing here. I mean, again, if I have like a lot to drink, I'm not going to go be violent to anyone. That's not within me. I'm not one of those happy drunks. But I think like, if I was to drink having had an anxiety attack or something, I think it affects my fear more than anything. I don't feel as though that I'm like unloved or anything. I feel as though I'm in such a weak position and my defenses are so low that like everything, again, it's like the hazard perception thing. It's like everything's a hazard. What's this crap? You're gonna yap more stupid words at me too. Yeah, and that's the thing, it just happens. That I get. What the hell was that? I'm sorry, I needed to show you the consequences. I could hear the crunching of my ribs. I could taste the blood in the air. I'm sorry, human. Finish them. Again, I just don't have it in me to be violent, so I'll get out of here. I knew all these partygoers were deeply messed up. They all dull their pain with horrible things. They're tricking you into doing the same thing. They're corrupting you. We need to get out. Get out, get out, get out, get out, get out. You alright, kid? Okay, sorry, I have to run. Damn it, the animal won today, huh? No, just gotta run a marathon, gotta go fast. Into my party next weekend, cutie. I'll mix something even stronger for you. Okay, thanks, gonna run. You and me, kid. We'll show the beast who's boss. Human, are you okay? Gosh, that was close. We really could have. I'm going back to the party next week. The next time we fight, I'm not just going to defeat you. I'm going to fucking kill you. You win. Yeah, I just think that I would just be out of that party and I'll never be thinking about coming back again. You can configure the drink a lucky escape, but cheers. Drinkage. Oh, that hits the spot. And again, like, I think if the anxiety isn't sort of like overwhelming you, not at all, if the potential's there, then don't drink. That's what I would suggest. But like, if you don't suffer from anxiety, then obviously doing something like this can help distress you and unwind. Certainly does with me. But yeah, it's like, I know if my anxiety is creeping, then I'll definitely not just dial it back, I just wouldn't drink. This is me personally. You know, kid. Specifically the spots hit on my left and right. Yeah, you remind me of myself when I was younger, back when I was tormented by the animal in my head. I'm so grateful I can pay it forward and help you kill the beast the way I killed mine. Hey, quick question. Truth or dare? Dare! Good. Okay, is that a baby blue swimming pool down there? Yeah, 6 floors down. Jump in. Wait, what? The animal started whining, hasn't it? Oh no, it's dangerous, don't do it. Like, yeah, but like I said before, anxiety is natural. So it's going to be there, it's going to be in your head, and there's a reason why it is. You know, if you're not an anxiety sufferer, I dare use the phrase, but you know, if you're like normal or healthy, and you know, you see a bloke walking on the other side of the street with a big sword, your body and your mind's going to tell you, yeah, don't go near that person. Yeah, that's but if he's starting to come towards you, the threat of him coming towards you triggers anxiety. Now for a normal person, when that happens, it's more like a, as soon as he walks past, like. But for an anxiety sufferer, that's going to linger, it's going to build, and it's not going to crescendo for potentially a while. It's going to continue rising and rising and rising. You know, for the healthy person, it'll be like that. But for you know, an anxiety sufferer, like, you know, how I used to suffer from it, it would just be going up and up and up and up. And then if nothing else happens that day, it might start to go down towards the evening. But if like other things are happening as well, it's just like up and up. And then something happens and it's going to go up and up and up and up and up. So, you know, we have anxiety for a reason. It's like a warning. That's exactly why we need death-defying thrills. Party hard, carp diem, snort coke off a hooker's ass. YOLO. Show that animal we don't give two dicks about its bitching. Jump in. But sometimes fear has a point. I'm sorry, did you fall for that mindfulness propaganda that claims feeling bad is good? The assholes who run this world give the rest of us anxiety and depression. Then make Ted talks to tell us to accept being fucked over and embrace that sadistic demon in our heads. Know what Ted is. Kid, I know that you know that animals hurt people like us. It tortures people like us. It's not our friend. It's a rabid beast, which either needs to be tranquilized or have a bullet put in its skull. Otherwise, you're going to let it win. No, you're wrong. I'm not going to let it win. Fuck yeah, I believe in you, babe. Kill it. No, 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 no. This chapter has 2 possible endings. One is very, very bad. No, 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 no. Choose wisely. Protect your human. Ah! Good luck. human, you could actually die here. This is stupid and self-destructive. These sickos aren't really your friends. I think in this situation, like I said, your anxiety is there for a reason. It's to stop stupid shit from happening. The sad thing is it overcompensates. The threat of death is like very real. You know, I might have believed you if you hadn't tried that a zillion times before. You're the wolf who cried wolf. I mean, I guess fear. I'm not quite sure how I'm supposed to react. You tried that too. Human, please. Oh, I'm sorry, Big Pharma doesn't approve of my self-medication. Look, asshole, we all have a way of shutting you the fuck up. That's one thing I will say. In the UK, we are so lucky to have an NHS. It's like counselling, the antidepressants I was on. It's like I didn't have to consider, can I afford these things? Like the medication was only like a few pounds because it was like prescribed by the doctor. I feel bad for people in the world who have to pay considerable sums for their medical care. I even said to my friend today, it's like I could not live in another country. The NHS is too good, and it's a shame that it's been fucked over in a lot of ways. I think it's probably like the best thing our country offers its residents is, at worst, for the most part, affordable healthcare. But I mean, you know, if I need an operation, if I break my leg, the NHS will cover it. That's why I pay my taxis. That's what the taxis go to, and it's great. So that's something I can't really sort of comment on, is people who suffer from anxiety about whether, you know, can they really afford medication, you know. I mean, yeah, it's not really my place to speak, since I get like medication I need for either very low price or for free. Some people throw themselves into work. Some people throw themselves into sex, drugs, and refreshing their Facebook feed. Some people throw themselves into other people. Yeah, it's always good to have a distraction. You know, I used to watch like a lot of YouTube, a lot of you know, TV series or something. Well, for me it was more like games. It was like, you know, beating the game. And it's one thing that I like that I'm doing now, is the fact that I'm like putting a productive spin on playing games by allowing you guys to see me play them and talk about them and react to them. Because like, to be honest, this is a game I probably wouldn't play, just because in my mind it's like I know how anxiety is, but because I can share it and give my thoughts on it, it's like I'm really glad to be playing this one, for instance. But yeah, I mean, you know, it's a good way of getting relief from anxiety, to do something practical, or as a distraction. And if you can find something practical, that's like a really good way of beating anxiety. You know, throwing yourself into work isn't the worst thing. You know, it can get unhealthy, but it's productive. You know, it can lead to some good things. Again, it's going to differ like person to person, as all this does. I'm going to throw myself into that swimming pool. You're drunk and it's 6 floors down. Dang it, this is the thanks that I get. Okay, I admit it, I messed up. I think if I was another person talking to this anxious person, I don't think me saying this is the thanks I get as the person talking to the anxious person, that's just going to reaffirm and confirm everything that they've been saying, I think. I mean, I don't know what I would say in this situation. I mean, I'll try and be logical. You know, I would say, listen, you're drunk, it's 6 floors down. you're going to hurt yourself if you do this, and then talk about the consequences of hurting yourself. You know, it's not just hurting you, it's hurting the people that you love. I mean, I guess. If you land in the water, the surface tension will crack your ribs and give you a concussion at the least. I saw a Russian guy do this on YouTube once. Please don't. Your energy bar's looking awfully low there, Wall. If I were you, I'd choose your next words very carefully. I don't know what to say. I'll pick about these selections, to be fair. I was right all along. You are putting yourself in danger. Your so-called friends are using you, and you are using your so-called friends. So please, human, why don't you believe me? Because you never believed in me. The only thing to fear is fear itself. Don't worry, be happy. All the wise folk of our time agree negative emotions are bad. That's why they're called negative. Human, please. A while back I said, I just want to be free from all this pain. I got my wish. I no longer feel pain or fear or anxiety. I don't feel anything at all. No. No, no, no. No. Yep. That is the dangers. That is the dangers of heavy drinking. Feeling that you're Superman. Or Superwoman. Lake Tears. Game auto saved. I think in my mind as an anxious person, like in it, the cone of shame. But it's like I never felt it within myself to do self-harm, or I always thought like if I did like break a bone, hurt myself or something, it's easy to use that as an excuse not to do the things. Like if I was so anxious about going to work and I can't work if I've broken my leg or something, that'd be like the ultimate way of getting relief. And so you know, luckily I knew within myself that that's not the right thing to do. You know, you gotta have the mental fortitude to be strong to overcome your anxiety, and to I think we all know like what's right and wrong. You know, in a lot of situations. Although it's easy to give in to being wrong and doing the wrong thing, it takes a lot of strength to do the right thing. That's why, like, often with anxiety, you're sort of in purgatory, you're in the middle, because you don't end up doing anything about it, whether it's negative or positive. That's why I couldn't get into that situation of, like, jumping off the roof. That's why I said, like, I wouldn't go to the party. Because, like, I was in purgatory, I couldn't do either selection. So what the hell's the moral of this story? What did we even learn? I was being stupid, my friends were using me, and we almost freaking died. Not to mention the hospital bill. NHS, baby! Yeah, that was the worst case scenario. Yeah, I was right. I mean, in my anxious mind, I'll just be like confirming stuff. Yeah. I don't like saying I was involved in the worst case scenario, because now it's like, well, I might as well drink again, you know, throw myself off a building again because I survived the worst case scenario once. It's like, yeah, don't do that. Yeah, I was right, but you were right too. I was the wolf who cried wolf, so when actual danger came, you justifiably didn't believe me. And yet we survived. Despite everything, we're still here. You seem pretty calm considering we just had a near-death experience. Well, it makes everything else less scary in comparison. It also got me thinking, if me fighting you sucks because it doesn't protect you, but me fighting you also sucks because it just makes you yell louder. And yeah, and that's like what I was saying earlier. So it's natural to have anxiety, but it's not as natural to be overwhelmed with anxiety until they just sort of dominate you. So sort of best case scenario really is to sort of try and find that sort of middle ground and to try and find ways to not let the anxiety overcome. And that's why you need to like try and find ways to, I mean, ultimately you need to find what makes you anxious and tackle it. That's how it worked with me anyway. It might not work with everybody else. I can only speak from personal experience. You know, it's like one of the big things for me was getting a job. And when I was younger, it was like, it was fear of failure. That was the biggest thing. And so it was easier not to try. So that way I didn't have to experience failure. You know, so I can't fail a job interview if I don't go for one. But then I'd never have a job. And what I ended up having to do is like use long-term strategies to sort of like slowly creep my way into getting into a job. You know, for instance, I did volunteer work, and although that was a big anxiety thing itself, that opened the door for me to much more easily get an actual paid job. And then when I wanted to, you know, be a chef and to work in the kitchen, you know, just so happened my friend said, you know, oh, my place, we need another chef, and we know you're not cooking. At first I was like, no, because what if it goes wrong? Like, you know, sort of like what I was banking on was to get a career as a chef, and it's like, no, what if it don't work? What if it don't play out? But actually what ended up happening was my friend said, we got you a chat with the manager. I was like, what? And they were like, yeah, like we didn't tell you about it because we knew you'd say no, so we just did it for you. And I was like, okay. And they're like, yeah, it's tomorrow morning. I'm like, it's midnight. I was like, yeah, better go to sleep. And I was so lucky that my long-term strategy of building friendships, and you know, just doing little things, you know, practicing cooking at home, all those got together and helped me get a job in a kitchen, even though I had no, you know, chef qualifications and whatever at the time. So and no experience. So in the end, like, those little coping mechanisms helped me. And there was always like, you know, there is that chance. No, just laying the groundwork helps as well. You know, if you're anxious about something, if you can lay the groundwork to allow something to potentially happen, you know, then that could help. Just make sure it's not self-destructive. Don't think, well, I need to lay the groundwork to be financially secure, so I'm going to buy a lottery ticket every week. That ain't good, because yeah, you could win £1 million or whatever, but it's almost certain that you're just going to end up with no money by the end of it. So you need to make sure that you're rational, but you also try and deal with what makes you anxious directly, even if it's taking it very, very slow. So yeah, I've got Tina, Shauna and Danny to thank for that. If you're watching, thank you for helping me become a Chef Neilage instead of just Neilage. Then maybe we don't have to fight. I'm not a big bad wolf, but I'm not a guard wolf either. I'm a battered shelter dog. We've been through rough stuff, maybe trauma or neglect. That's why I sometimes overreact and go, yep. But I don't want to be a cowardly dog. I want to protect you. I want to be a good dog. Human. Who helped me tame this wolf? I'll try. Okay, healthy relationship with emotions. Relationships need communication. So, let's communicate. The next 5 minutes are going to sound super cheesy, but let's fake it till we make it. Dear inner wolf, how are you feeling? It's unloved and a bad person. What fear do you want to talk about first? You can do the others later. Out of all those three, what scared me the most was being a bad person. To be honest, like, being harmed never really was a thing to me. You know, I'm a big lad who can generally look after myself. So it's like never really an issue. But you know, alone and being bad are like two fears. I think the worst thing for me, at least if I'm alone, I'm not hurting anyone. If I'm a bad person, then I'm dragging someone else down, and I don't like that. I'm scared we're bad people. I want to defend your moral needs, that drive to become a better person. But it just feels like, deep down, we're so fundamentally broken. And don't tell me we're not messed up. We jumped off a roof. I don't know. Enough of me choosing what to say next. What do you say, human? So I'd say both of those personally. It's like, yeah, we've got issues. First accept it, and then let's work towards getting better. You know, I think it's easy, like, especially if you're suffering from anxiety, to sort of just live with it and cope with it. But you're sort of still limiting yourself. I mean, since I tackle my anxiety, I've got to travel abroad on my own. That I never thought would happen. I've held down a job, I never thought that would happen. You know, it's like I've got friends, I could stay over at friends' house. You know, if I needed to, I could like move in for like a period of time if my house burnt down or something. You know, it's like I've overcome a lot, and I've worked towards like securing a lot for myself and doing a lot more to secure a future. So I personally would say it's not just about accepting it, it's about overcoming it. I think that's how you gain character and strength as a person. And like, if people knew me like 10 years ago and see how I was today, I think the transformation is just unreal. The fact that I'm potentially going on YouTube, like if 1 million people saw this video, that would scare me. 10 years ago, 1 million people would be seeing it, judging it, leaving me dislikes. It's like now, it's like, it's, you know, this might touch one person might reach out to this and think, you know, that makes a lot of sense, let's get better, let's heal up. It's not, I personally don't think it's enough to just accept being hurt. I think it's about, let's build a better life for yourself because you deserve it. So we're broken, let's fix us. We could slowly build better habits, get our life more in line with what we value. And if needed, we could get professional help, a therapist or counsellor. There's ways to fix us. That's the other thing as well, there's no set way. You know, like I said, like, I didn't find that a counsellor or therapy helped me. I didn't find the medication helped me. It might help other people. And for that kind of thing, you know, you should talk to a professional. But I think for me personally, I think I know how to fix myself. It's just doing it. It's the actual actions. I even know what actions I need to take. It's just sometimes I need help to take them. You know. What if we can't fix it, or what if it's too much? We can't afford professional help. And again, this is where anxiety is coming in now. All the anxious answers. I don't know how you can fix too much. What if we can't fix it? That's the thing. So what if this is how you're destined to be for the rest of your life? Nah, I guess you're right. We can't fix it all. Oh, I knew it. We'll always be broken. we can at least be less broken. That's it. Be less broken and try. If you try, then you still might be able to attain targets and goals. Scars heal with time, but they never go away, and that's okay, I guess. Besides, scars are sexy. Please do not do that. But even then, it's like, again, 10 years ago, it's like, why would any woman want to like be with me, kind of things. Like, why would you be with someone like me? And now it's like, I've improved myself to the point where I feel so confident. You know, I probably am a sexy beast. I mean, look at me, look at this, look at the money maker. You know, how can any woman turn this down? You know, it's like, even 10 years ago, I couldn't even joke about that. But it's like now, you know, the transformation's come a long, long way. Anyway, anything else you want to chat about? We'll go for it more. I'm scared we'll be alone. I want to make sure you fulfill that deep human need to belong. But I worry that if anyone ever knew us, the real us, would scare them all away. Yep, that's true. That's a fear. Back to you, human. What do you think? I mean, yeah, you know, working on your social life, it's hard to just go out there and sort of like fix that in one go. And you know, years ago when I was in an anxious state, people, you know, there's a reason why people come and help you. There's a reason why people keep coming back. You know, I don't think many people in my life will probably have much bad to say about me, if anything. Yeah, that's not me tooting my own horn, but it's like, and my biggest fear was upsetting people, so I try to do everything possible to not upset people. You know, the thing is, you're going to find some real arseholes out there. Like, I've met some arseholes. They're bad, horrible, or at least, at the very least, rude, annoying people. And it's like, yeah, they'll probably say they don't like me because, you know, I have different interests and they have different personalities and we clash. And it's like, that's fine. You're gonna, you don't. I've always said you don't have to like everyone you meet, but at the very least, try and respect them. You know, and I think, again, it's like I said, acknowledge who you are. It's, you know, but acknowledge that you can be a better person. Like, even today, I might be God's gift to the earth. I can still be better. I can still be better. And, you know, to the day I die, I'll try and be a better person than what I was yesterday. But I'm not going to be as good as I will be tomorrow. I think people like us. Let's find out. We could try some experiments. We could ping a friend to hang out, reconnect with an old pal, or even just chat with a barista, yeah? You know, just, you don't have to, I mean, it's like me and my YouTube channel right now. Hopefully by the time you're watching this, I'll have 1 million followers. Right now I think I've got 12. Like, you know, just build it one at a time. Everyone is a human being. In your perfect mind, you can have like 100 friends, but get to know each one individually and get to build up a relationship with each individual person. You know, otherwise it's just an acquaintance. You know, make good solid friendships. It's about quality, not quantity. And just take it nice and easy, and even acknowledge to them that, you know, things haven't been great for you, because if they're worth keeping round, they'll understand that. If they're going to be an arsehole, then don't worry about them. Let them be an arsehole, let them suffer. There's nothing you can do about it. Let them suffer. And you just worry about yourself, because you deserve to have at least yourself worry about yourself. I think we may find we're more likeable than we suspect. What if these are small, cheap wins? What if this is a burden to others? Yeah, that's a word that I used to think all the time. I'm a burden to others. Small talk is a real loss. To be fair, I'm not. Well, I kind of am a bit of a small talker now. I don't bother with things that aren't important, that don't matter to me. If they matter to someone else, then yes, you know, sure, you know, don't get me wrong. It's like, you know, if I'm talking to someone, I don't even know how to phrase it. But no, to be fair, no, I think I probably am more of a small talker than what I used to be. Might have only just realised that now, though. And I'm more open to stuff as well now, even if it doesn't interest me. I mean, you know, I've never in my life been into football, but I'm watching a bit of football and I'm like keep a bit of news and have chats about football. Not into the Olympics, but you know, I've watched a bit of Olympics and talked about it. You know, I think that's strong to be able to find interesting things you aren't interested in for the benefit of not just other people, but expanding your own horizons as well. You know, I've had some nice times watching football with friends, you know, or watching it on my own, you know, during lockdown. But yeah, this is the real one for me. I used to always think I was just a burden to everyone else. Again, it's like, why would anyone sort of like be friends with me? Like, what do they get out of it apart from being dragged down? What if this is a burden to others? Maybe the barista just wants to make some damn coffee. That'll be an experiment to see if our social skills suck. Well, if it turns out we are being a burden, that's good to know too. We can learn how to proactively ask people what they're comfortable with, to know and respect others' boundaries. You know, all that interpersonal skills crap we see in counsellor brochures. So, anything else on your heavy heart? Again, like, to be honest, this isn't something that's really affected me, but we'll see how it plays out. I'm scared we'll be harmed. I want to protect your need for physical safety. But the whole world seems so dangerous, so full of tragedy and evil. More thoughts, human? There's no need to like tempt fate and expose yourself to more danger. It's good. Like if I was a parent and, you know, my kids, let's say, turn 16 or 18 or something, I don't want to be protecting them all the time. You know, I'd want them to go out and prove to themselves and to me that they can go out to a party and live their life individually, you know, away from parents. Just prove to themselves that, and to me, that they can survive the world out there. You know, that's a parent's job really, is to prepare your children to survive on their own. You know, whether it be making lots of contacts and friends, whether that be them making, you know, their own, getting their own income, things like that. But you know, there's no need to like be reckless with it. So it's important to protect yourself, though. Put yourself, not just physically but mentally and emotionally and spiritually, you know, give yourself some love and protection. So let's protect ourselves. But how? I have fangs and claws, but I'm just a metaphor. We could learn self-defense, join a community that protects each other, improve our general health and personal boundaries. It's probably the one I'm more closest associated with, you know. Started going to the gym, that was a big one for me. There's a big anxiety about going to the gym because you don't know how you're going to fit in. Again, you think everyone's judging you because, you know, it's like with me, I was like the fat kid going on the treadmill. But I tell you what, just keep at it and try and do a bit of research. You don't have to, I never had a personal trainer. I went from being tired by jogging for 2 minutes on the treadmill to doing a 10k run on the treadmill in less than an hour. Not many people could do that. You know, I did lots of weights, I did lots of stretching. Sadly, being a chef doesn't tend to lend itself towards that kind of lifestyle. Number one, because of the work hours. Number two, I'm on my feet all day. I'm exhausted. I don't necessarily want to do running when I'm not at work. But yeah, that's a good one. Improve your physical health. That'll just naturally give you confidence. Always been curious to learn self-defense. I've never gone through with it. I wouldn't mind learning some BJJ though, some Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. But yeah, if you live in an area that's perhaps not nice, just you know, be active in the community. That's a good way of doing it. Like I said, I did volunteering. I got to know people who live in the area, you know, that I never met before. You know, it's weird to think that it's like just talking to someone who's lived in the same neighbourhood as you for like all your life pretty much. Maybe, but where do we even start? What if they still don't work? What if we go overboard on safety? Yeah, it's like a worry. It's like, what if? I mean, again, it's like I said, that's the catchphrase of anxiety. What if? What if they still don't work? You know, what if you join the gym and after a year you're still as unfit as ever? It's like, well, at least you tried. There's no way to 100% protect ourselves, but even a 1% improvement is still worth something, right? Yep. You're seeing the glass as not 99% empty, but 1% full. Which is still worth something if you're stranded in the desert. Well, bottoms up then. Okay, I think we've talked about all our fears now. It's their only 3 fears. Yup, exactly 3. Convenient. This isn't some game, you know. Building a healthy relationship with our emotions isn't as simple as clicking buttons on the screen. Can we really get along? Can we really work together as a team? Well, excuse me. Would you mind if I sat with you for lunch? Ask your crush if you can sit with them. Do you know how needy we sound? I mean, if it's okay. If not, I just... Of course, come here. See, that's one of those things. It's like not every opportunity. Like when you're thinking to yourself that I need to make more friends. It's one thing to sort of like try and proactively do it, like go to a party and introduce yourself to people. But it's really nice when you get that sort of benefit of someone comes up to you and asks, like, you know, oh, you know, you're sitting in the park, oh, can I sit next to you? Yeah. It's very easy to, because they come out of nowhere, to sort of dismiss those opportunities. But if you can take advantage, like what I said with my job, you know, it just came along and that situation happened twice. The first time I was like, nah, I might fail. So I didn't, but then the opportunity came along afterwards and it was like, yeah, go on then, I'll go for a chat. So really what, you know, I mean, you could say like, didn't I see you at the party? But it's like, yeah, just be friendly and welcoming. They seem uncomfortable. No pressure, of course. Just saying, you can sit here if you want to. They're just acting nice. No one really wants to be close to us. Run, 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 run. That was weird. I wonder what was going on in their head. Anyway, you were saying? I forget something about teams and work. Shrug. They say you should make peace with your emotions, as if your emotions are war criminals. But I want us to make more than mere peace. I want us to be allies. I want to be a good guard dog, just like how hunger and thirst are alarms for your physical needs. I want to be the alarm for your psychological needs. Your needs for safety, belonging, goodness. Yeah, talk what I was saying earlier, there's a reason why we have anxiety. If someone's walking down the road with a machete, so of course you're going to feel anxious because that is a potential threat. Now, if I'm at home like I am now and I'm thinking, oh, if I walk outside tomorrow there might be a man with a machete, that's going overboard. That's where anxiety is an issue. It's one thing for a man with a machete to be walking towards you. It's another thing to think about it when it's not happening. But I suck at my job, so I need you to train me. I'm not always valid, nor always irrational. I'm just trying my best, so please help me help you. Though teaching an old dog new tricks will take a while, maybe years. And sometimes I'll relapse. I'll slip into my old bad habits. I'll bark at shadows, I'll scare you with words. I might even show you some intrusive images of things. Yeah, you know, I'm pretty much over my major anxiety issues, but I'm not gonna lie and say I never feel anxiety, or you know, it will try and affect me, but I can cope. You know, I can naturally cope. I don't really have coping mechanisms in a sense, so I just sort of psychologically naturally deal with it. You know, again, like with exams and that, I did everything to make sure I was prepared, and I was, and it went well. So I'm sorry, I'm a battered charter dog. Battered dogs poop on your bed sometimes, but if you're patient with me, just stay and sit with me, maybe you can tame this wolf. Yeah, again, if you know someone with anxiety, be patient with them, but don't give up on them. If you have anxiety, be patient with yourself, but don't give up on yourself. Good dog or good human? Good dog. You're eating more white bread. There we go. That was well made. Nicky Case and their wolf. Don't know what my anxiety animal would be. I'll have to have a think about it. So yeah, that was Adventures with Anxiety. A great look into my mind, and maybe for the rest of you into your minds as well, who knows. I mean, I would always have time for people who just want to talk and have issues. Yeah, you are not alone. Worldwide, 1 in 27 humans have anxiety disorder, but of those, many do heal. They find help, share help, and build a healthy relationship with their fear. You can too. Stay determined. Keep on. Yep, I agree with that. Me looking at an example right here. Yeah. So yeah, you could look at that game on Itch.io, Adventures with Anxiety. Yeah, that was quite cool. Thought it was really well done. I think it explained anxiety quite well, really well. Again, if you're suffering from anxiety, if you want to talk, I'll always have my ears open. If you want to talk about your experiences in the comments, you know, feel free. Like, that's quite strong, and I think it helps people with anxiety realise that, you know, you can get there. It's going to be different from person to person, but try and I mean, I won't say, like, you know, be positive, be productive, because it's not as easy as that, but just treat yourself. Just treat yourself to some help. Just spend a day just like looking at yourself and thinking, you know, why am I anxious? And then perhaps have a think about what you can slowly start doing. Like, you know, you can lay the groundwork today if you really want to, but you don't have to conquer your anxiety today, this week, this month, this year. But it's invigorating. It really is. It's really rejuvenating to your soul if you can get through it. I mean, it's like I live an amazing life now. I never used to, but it's like, you know, I can go to work when I feared that I never would have a job. You know, I have friends I can just go to their house and just chill with, even though I never thought I would. You know, it's like it's just great. It's great for the soul. So just anyone can do it. You just got to find the right way of doing it. You know, and like I said, just feel free to talk to anyone about it, including me. I don't mind at all. Got time, patience for everyone. At least I try to. So yeah, that was Adventures with Anxiety. I'll if I remember, I'll leave some useful links in the comments to some material that you can look at to try and get some more information. and again, to help yourself or help others. And if you do know someone with anxiety and you have the patience with them, it's like, that's amazing. I think you people deserve shout outs as well. You know, for me personally, like I said, Tina, Shauna, Danny, like, you've been amazing helping me through it. You know, people at work help me through it, whether they know it or not. It's amazing. So yeah, just do your best. That's all you can do in life, is just do your best. Treat yourself and help yourself, because you deserve it. Don't think you don't deserve it and you're unloved. Like, you definitely deserve a bit of food for the soul. So I can keep like just waffling on for hours, so I'll just end it there. But thank you all very much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe and all that, and we'll get into another video very soon. Farewell.